Bonsoir, mon ami, ça va? Do you want to say bonsoir?
Yes, bonsoir, yes, it's evening, c'est bonsoir, oui.
Although I think a lot of people watching this video on French, we said good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, everyone.
Bonsoir, yes, good evening, yes.
So really, really excited, delighted, but more excited and more honored to be sitting with Nadine Hagen, who has just given me an incredible award that I feel really, really honored to have received. And yeah, she rendered me speechless. She really, really did. And it was so heartfelt and beautiful. And I really wanted to interview her so that you guys could connect with the heart of who Nadine is. And it's, Nadine, as we were sharing, it's, you know, at the moment I'm talking to people about the 5 key principles that I feel are important to living a life in freedom. And we've been talking about number 1, which is courage, 2, which is choice, 3, which is commitment, being committed to delving deeper. And today is day 4, and we're looking at community. And Nadine is the queen of community. But before I ask you what community means to you, maybe you just want to say hi and tell us a little bit about, not what, you can tell us what you do, but also who you are.
Yes. My name is Nadine Hagen, and I'm a woman in leadership. I'm a woman who is passionate about community development because I saw what education did for me. I've been living in the UK for 20 years. Today we are in Paris. We are not in London though. We are in Paris today. And you know, throughout my life, I've seen what community, belonging, how important that can be, and how also not choosing the right community can also be detrimental to one. So I'm a community development officer and I'm an image consultant. As a community development officer, what do? My son was born with a congenital disorder of the bowel. He's today 14. He has gone through more than 20 surgeries and he will live for the rest of his life with one bowel. Throughout that journey, I saw what belonging to a community of identity is. Feeling ashamed of having a child with disability in my identity. In my interest, nobody had any interest with me. Geographically, I barely had friends because people don't want to connect with somebody with a child who has a disability. In church, it's pity. They pray for you, they wait for you to beg. So, community is your identity, your interest, your geography, but also the religion. But we need to be able to place ourselves, just as I've been able to today, understand what is my interest. Have a clear definition of who I am as a black woman living in Europe. Should I stand and be mourning about the fact that my son is born with a disability? Or that should be a strength? So I'm a woman in leadership. Today I'm in Paris for a conference where I'm going to share my knowledge about all the community work and all the awards that I've received in the community. I've been awarded by Princess Anne a Community Learning Champion Award. You see, I went to university as an adult. I went to university at age 38. At Birkbeck University of London. That university gave me the opportunity to study in the evening. And today, you see, I'm powerful. Yes, I can freely say that because I can read, because I can think, because I'm able to understand what philosophy is. And when somebody will ask me, Nadine, who are you? I say, I'm an entrepreneur. So that's who I am. A woman in leadership, a woman in politics. I'm a BME women officer in the Labour Party in my constituency, Eltham. But I am an entrepreneur. Yes. I don't hide from, you see, in our communities, I'm probably going beyond what Connie wants me to say.
We go with the flow here, it doesn't matter.
They teach us to go to school and do the things that people who go to school do. But some offices are full. When you go to school and you study sociology, how many people work somewhere practicing sociology? So I call myself an entrepreneur. Because money hasn't got color. You know, you earn your money to live. So it doesn't matter how you make it.
Wow, okay. That was inspiring, rendered speechless. Thank you so much for sharing that. I think you sort of answered my question a little bit, but I'm going to go a little bit deeper. For me, community starts with you. So you touched a little bit on it when you said that it was for you about getting to know the different aspects of who you are. But you know, we were chatting earlier on, and I was saying that what's community for me is the community within you. So who we are as people is multifaceted. We're the head, so we have loads of different expectations, loads of different people talking into our head, our mom and our dad and our society and our grandparents and the Parisian mentality, the London mentality. So you're the head and you've got lots of different belief systems, lots of things.
Yes.
And then there's the heart, and the heart is giving you messages, and then the soul is giving you messages. And then you've got the energy body. So who you are is kind of like a community. You've got the light side and you've got the dark side. And for me, community is about spending time like you would in a relationship. You know, when you start, so a lot of people are just getting to know themselves.
Yes.
So when you meet someone that you love or you think you like, so we don't love ourselves, but we think we might like them. So what do? You go on a date night. You ask them, what is your favorite movie? What's your favorite color? You spend the night talking on the phone, you know, you go on a date.
There's a lot of talk when you fall in love.
Yeah, a lot of talk. So how much time are you spending with the community within you? Because if you don't know you, then you don't know what type of communities you want to belong to. So what are your thoughts?
Yes. Oh, I'm just getting it. I'm getting it clearer and clearer. You know, those departments of you. You see, I love it. I would place it as the identity. What is your identity?
Now, the head identity, or are you talking about the head identity or the soul identity? Because they're different for me. Are you?
Yes. So your identity, sometimes when you look at your ID for you tells you who you are. But that is the wrong definition of you.
Got it.
Because sometimes your identity is based on the things you believe in, the people you have grown up with, your family, your culture, your ethnicity. So your ID tells you about the skin of your color, your eyes, where you're born, your age, and where you live. But none of this is yours, because your real identity is that identity that is supposed to be able to adapt wherever they take you in the world. You are able to find strength in the inside of you to live wherever you are. Often we move, immigration, migration, people migrate, and when they migrate, it looks like they leave some of their selves behind. So you are physically moved, but your emotions, your soul, your other things are far away. So the way I understand the community of you is all these things, your intelligence. How are you able to transfer the skills that, let's say you studied engineering in Africa. If you study engineering in Africa, when you come to the UK or to France, how can you transfer that into something else? Often we think that we need to study, or we need to work in the department, or in the things that we studied. But what about our talent, our passion, our aspirations? Those are God-giving potentials that you can never go without a job. But when we look at our identity through the things we studied, through what our ID is saying we are, and sometimes our ID tells us that, oh, you went to school and you have a degree, or you have a master's degree, or you have a PhD. That is not who you are. Who you are is when they wake you up at any time of the day or the night, and you're able to do something with passion. Even blindly, you're able to do it. That strength is in the inside of you, and that's what I call your identity. So your community of being.
Your community of being.
Yes.
Okay, great.
Your community of being is your knowledge, your strength, your spirituality, all these things that you can. Because one of the things we also do is to focus on, oh, I'm born as a Christian, and refuse to open ourselves to other things. So it means that we are again stopping just as a community of identity and refusing to connect with an interest. Because if you come somewhere and you're able to develop spiritually, maybe that spirituality is that door that you need to break to go to a better future. So when you talk about the community of oneself, is being able to go in the inside of you and find the true you. When you don't have a job, why should you think that, oh, you don't have a job because they are not employing you from the things you studied? But go and search in the community of you to find that thing. And you will be able to sell that in the market. Or create. You see, one of the things I really love is to realize that we are creators. God has made us creators. Because He said that He has made us to His likeness, isn't it? It means that we also have the power to create. So in the community of self, beyond what you have gone to school to study, you are able to create.
Wow. Okay, so my last question is, based on what you're saying, which was really powerful, for me, the feminine energy is the energy that kind of flows and yields based on what happens to you from the outside, and then the masculine energy creates, and the masculine energy can create from the ID, or it can create from the passions.
Mm-hmm.
So if we were to leave these guys watching with one tip,
yes,
to create from that masculine energy from the inside.
Yes.
People who maybe were like, what? I don't know who I am. Yes. Am I my id? Am I my community? I have no idea what you're talking about. What one thing would you say they could do to create the community within them so that they can express that in reality, in the human form?
I had an interview with Connie this afternoon, and one of the things I was sharing is the fact that I discovered myself through my daughter. But when I talk to you about discovering myself, I discovered my face. I discovered some dots on my face. But what about discovering who we really are in terms of our talents, aspiration, and passion? We follow the trends in terms of trainings and so many things. But what about discovering? You see, if what you're good at is to fry an egg, that's where you're supposed to make your wealth from.
Sure.
That is what I really think. If you refuse to fry an egg for living and you want to become an engineer, you're going to become an engineer, but you are not going to make money from it.
Interesting.
So the community of self, the community of oneself, whether you are a female within or a male within, because sometimes people say, oh, I am very soft as a woman, or somebody say, oh, she's very tough, she behaves like a man. You see, we all have our strength. We just need to discover who we are and use our strength for the very thing that we have been called or born for.
So how do you find out what you're born for?
You just need to pose. I often take the analogy of the butterfly. You see, for the butterfly to become a butterfly is a long journey.
Yeah.
What we know, we see an animal as a cocoon. But there is 4 transformations to a butterfly before we see the beautiful wings and the colors of the butterfly. So we need to allow ourselves to suffer. It could be a domestic violence suffering. It could be poverty suffering. It could be
depression.
Depression, mental health. You need to allow yourself to suffer to discover who you are. If you don't suffer, you will not be pushed to discover who you are. And through that journey of suffering, it will be great to pose, just like the butterfly poses. You see, the butterfly, it doesn't fly straight away. When it goes through all its go and watch that. At the end, when it gets rid of that heavy baggage thing, it poses. You know, poses is everything. Is the setbacks. Is the setbacks. Is the all the beatings that some women are receiving. Sitting in a relationship for 20 years and not being able to leave. Take that for you to be able to discover the beautiful butterfly that you are. The colors of your wings. Because when you spray them, then people could see, and you yourself, you could see your colors.
That is beautiful. That is really, really beautiful. And I think I'm going to echo what Nadine is saying, and we're going to say, we'd love to support you in discovering the butterfly that you are.
Yes.
So, you know, place a comment below. Nadine's tagged in the video, so she'll be able to support you as well. But tell us, what is the butterfly you? What is the quality that you have learned in this video that's going to help you spread those wings? So, Nadine, thank you so much for sharing your heart. And do you want to tell us a little bit about how can those watching reach you? Like, where can they find you?
Yes. I have a page called Espoir et Leadership au Féminin. It is in French. But if you come to Nadine Hagen and you send me a friendship, request, I will be able to send you my page, Espoir et Leadership au Féminin, where you are also going to see, watch, Connie videos there, and other videos where we are really talking about women in leadership, and we are talking about that butterfly in you.
Yeah, that's lovely.
I'm on Facebook. On Facebook. It's easy. My name is Nadine Hagen, Hagen. Hagen is Hagen like Hagen-Dazs.
Like the sweetness within.
Yes.
The sweetness within. So thank you so much again, and guys, we wish you a wonderful, wonderful evening, flying or resting or wherever you are in your journey of the butterfly. We just wish you an incredible time, allowing yourself that space, loving yourself, and all the best as you courageously walk on your journey to become the butterfly that we can see inside of you. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.
Bye-bye.